YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, and guess what? We are back in ladder. The ladder's fixed again. I'm gonna start trying to play some ladder battles every now and then to mix in with the team battles that y'all are really enjoying. The team battles take longer. I tried to play one a couple of days ago, and it lagged out, and then I had family come up, so I didn't get a chance to re-record. So the cost of the team battles is that they're gonna be less often. But I'm happy to show them, and they're a lot of fun to play. So the ladder's back. Look at this real quick, folks. Look at, and this is not me being mean. I'm just saying, I spend a ludicrous amount of time in Total War Warhammer 2 because I record videos for it, and I like it. Wild Muffin here. Again, it's not a shot or being mean or anything. I just want you all to get a feel for it. You know, look, they reset the leaderboard, by the way. I've only played 2 games since we reset it, and that's it. So I've only gotten to play a couple games because I just now got back onto it. It's been to where you could play it in a public beta for probably a little over a month, maybe a little more, if you were really dedicated to finding matches. It was sometimes hard to find them. 1,536 battles. Folks, that is like the equivalent of going for 32 days at 8 hours a day of battles, if it's like a 10-minute average from the time you click the search button till the next time you click the search button. That's a fast battle. So I feel like I'm being conservative. Dude, that is crazy. These guys are like full-time job on the leaderboard. Guess they really like them some Warhammer. Anyway, if anyone ever wonders why I don't show up really high in the leaderboard, that's why. So in any case, let's jump into some battles. I had some fun ones. All right, welcome to the desert, folks. It's not really going to be a Tomb King's motif here, but I guess the Dark Elves were trying to raid some tombs and ran into some Norskins a long way from home, looking for a sunny vacation, apparently. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to be playing Dark Elves. I've got the new Beastmaster Lord, and I'm supporting him with a Supreme Sorceress, Lore of Fire, and then a couple of Scourge Runner Chariots. Scourge Runner Chariots are going to be absolutely brilliant for the Dark Elves against Norska, so I couldn't resist picking. These are relatively new units to the game, good against infantry that's not armored, and honestly they're good against any infantry as long as they keep moving. And then they're very good against large targets, and they're fast moving. So yeah, Manticore for my Lord, Dark Pegasus for the Supreme Sorceress. My front line is Bleak Spears, and then I've got the special unit here, the Hellebranai, and they're going to have poison. And then I've got 2 units of Dark Shards with shields, 1 unit of Blackguard, 1 Witch Elf, 1 Dark Rider, 1 Cold One Knight. My army is definitely built to be able to try and contain large, though I don't expect to get very far in an infantry fight. That's why I've selected everything anti-large. Because what my opponent picked is actually pretty close to kind of what I expected out of Norska. We've got Wulfric on a Mammoth, and he's got his units here backing him up. He didn't bring any magic, which was really strange. Though Wulfric does have his Viking ship, it can kind of substitute for magic in some ways, since he'd rather have the Skinwolf Werekin here, which is a very tough unit for me to deal with. And then Wulfric's very expensive, as are the Famir Warriors. I'm just saying that he has like a wind attack, basically, that comes off the Mammoth. So you can see I was able to do some pretty decent damage early on with his skirmish cavalry, and then I'm just trying to pick hit points off of Wulfric. The rest of his army here, some Marauders in the back, Berserkers in the middle, and the Famir Warriors, and then some Javelins backing them up. He's really poured his money into some large, dangerous units here in terms of the Famir. He does bring the Viking ship, and I try to move. My guys took forever to acknowledge the order, and they got absolutely wrecked. So there you go. He doesn't have magic, but he basically did. And the Hellebranai paid a big price there. Now this is pretty good for me. Wulfric rolls right into the spears. I've got Blackguard to back them up. So I'm going to have the Blackguard come in afterwards. They don't take a direct charge. I feel like this is a bit of a mistake on my opponent's part. I'm going to really pour in on Wulfric over here. I've got my Dark Shards and my Chariots turned that way. Meanwhile, I'm going to break the flank with my Dark Riders, and he's just going to engage my infantry line. And I'll start losing pretty badly in an infantry fight, so I do use a Burning Head here to at least clean up a few of the Marauder Berserkers. It did okay, didn't do great. I'm holding my Witch Elves in reserve, trying not to overcommit because I am going to need some stuff to protect my skirmish units. So beautiful job by my skirmish units, by the way. Able to take Wulfric basically out of the fight. However, we do have Marauder Berserkers on us now. My Witch Elves can help counter that. Should be a decent counter. And then I've got my Scourge Runner chariots nearby in case we need to bounce into the infantry real quick, and I very well am likely to do so here. You can see my leadership just trying to keep them safe at the moment. I don't have any reason to overcommit. My Blackguard got some real work done over here by getting rid of some Famir Warriors. My opponent made a big mistake keeping these Famir Warriors anywhere near my Blackguard. Honestly, Famir Warriors don't even really trade great with Spearmen. You can see what's happened over here. Yeah, just a cheap spear unit really pulling its weight against the Famir Warriors, so be very careful where you engage Famir Warriors. I did keep my Cold One Knights back, and then I've taken my Dark Riders with shields, and I'm going to go run down Wulfric. He did come back from routing, but his leadership's very low, and we'll go ahead and drive him off the battlefield. And then my Scourge Runner chariots now, although I was losing the infantry fight pretty compellingly, now my Scourge Runner chariots can make up for it, and then the leadership of the Norskins will be in trouble. My opponent is pushing through with his Skinwolf Werekin. Yeah, Skinwolf Werekin. I almost always get it wrong. Another Burning Head on the other side to get rid of some more infantry. So just being safe with my Supreme Sorceress. If she needs to come fight in melee, I'm going to do it late. Werekin is a very tough unit. He is going to recover hit points at a pretty rapid clip. So I'm trying to save units that he won't want to fight here, which is my Beastmaster and all of these cavalry. And I'm trying to keep my Dark Shards alive. Right now, I am successful in doing so. And with Wulfric down, the balance of power is really going to be in my favor, especially since I have this Blackguard and he's got very little answer. It's going to come engage. Right here, I was able to drive back his forces. And the only thing I really have over here anymore is the Scourge Runners. I'm just going to keep them running. It's one of the keys for them being successful. Hit, run, hit, run. They're still expending ammunition. I don't have any really high priority targets. I got plenty to deal with the Famir Warriors at this point. I'm blobbed up back here. This is a mistake. Don't do this, people. If my opponent did have magic or had a unit left, this is a huge mistake that can cost you a battle. Don't do that. When I see that for myself, I'm going to point it out to you, even though it's me and it feels like I'm probably dumping on myself. I am. That's a mistake. Anyway, you can see holding onto the leadership till late in the game, definitely the right call. You don't want to overcommit early against a Mammoth. And then if you have the Mammoth, my opponent was keen to engage it because he knew that I had, missiles and other stuff to deal with it. But you think about that situation and what he's got and how he can work with it. I outrange him. He has to basically just keep his Mammoth back for the entirety of the fight. I almost feel like maybe his best choice there is to keep the Mammoth back as far as he can, try and keep it away from the Scourge Runners. The Scourge Runners will do a lot of damage to it. They're certainly not going to kill it real quick, though. He has a lot of hit points. If we take a look at his infantry, Dread Spears are going to have a hard time fighting off these 5 infantrymen. They really will. And he probably could have melted most of my front line with a little patience, especially since he had the help of Wulfric's boat there, while keeping Wulfric at a respectful distance from my Dark Shards. And he would probably have to just kind of hold back, let his other units do some work here. Now, these were Marauder Horsemasters here, which I felt like were a little bit overkill for this, and he probably should have had some more infantry or maybe a couple of fast movers or something. Scourge Runner Chariots are going to be a definite pick against you, I think, if you pick Norska and someone's playing Dark Elves. It may not, obviously, because they have a choice what to pick, but I mean, if I play Norska, I'm probably picking Scourge Runner Chariots 9 times out of 10. And it's because these units are going to be great against Norskan infantry, and they're going to be very good against all kinds of large threats from Norska. Norska doesn't really have a great answer to those chariots. Some factions do, some factions don't. And I really don't feel like that Norska is one of those factions that has a great answer to it, because they could very well get pulled into a Cold One Knight or Missile Fire or a Lord or something else like that while you're trying to catch these fast-moving Scourge Runners. Now, I do believe Norskan Hounds can catch them, and if they got into melee with them, they would probably do some decent damage. So it's probably your best counter to try and go something like that, though it's not going to be easy. Definitely not going to be easy. But yeah, the Famir Warriors here just weren't going to stack up because I didn't bring any infantry units that they would be good against. They don't want to. They literally do not want to fight any of these infantry units on the battlefield. If anything, like I said, he should have engaged my front line. The problem is he didn't really have a good way to busy my Witch Elves, but if he would have taken a Famir Warrior around both flanks, that would have created a little more trouble for me, because I would have had to try and stop that, and with only the one Witch Elf and the Blackguard trying to keep I mean, Wolfric Bay. I mean, it was tough. And I intended it to be tough. I didn't intend for this army to be easy for me to beat. It worked out this way. What do you all think about this matchup? Hop down in the comments. Tell me what you think about the Dark Elves Norska matchup. Dark Elves are a solid faction that, to me, just have more tools overall than Norska does. Norska's a great faction. Nothing wrong with them as a faction, and they're very dangerous. But I feel like the Dark Elves kind of have the edge up in this one. But maybe it depends on your playstyle. And I'm curious, every time I do one of these ladder battles, I want you all to tell me what you think about the matchup of the two factions that you saw in general. And then, of course, you can always talk about this particular matchup, what I did wrong, what I did right, what my opponent did right, what my opponent did wrong. Love to hear it. Anyway, HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I will see you all soon with some more Total War Warhammer 2 battle action.